What's going on, guys? JHoyt back with you today. Welcome back to some Fortnite Battle Royale as we're rocking and rolling in some duos late in the game. Once again, we have a couple of games and a little bit of a compilation. I think it's only 2 games, might be 3. But today, I wanted to talk about something, I wanted to talk about for a while, and I just haven't really figured out the best way I want to do it yet. And, obviously, games companies like Epic Games, EA, the Madden franchise, and like all of those games, right? All of those companies, any game you can think of, wants to get the most amount of players playing on their game as possible. And the way to do that is to make it easy for, not easy, but, decently easy for people to go on and play their game. And when that happens, and those people aren't good at said game, they don't play once they realize that they're not good at it. So they have to make a way for those new players that can't learn the game and just aren't good at a game. They have to keep them on their game. Like, that's their goal, is to keep their casual players on their game. And why am I saying this, right? Why am I, I'm not bashing casual players. I'm not bashing competitive players. But what I did want to say was that there's a lot of things that games companies do that protects those new players and those bad players so much that it ruins the game for the people that are on their game constantly, right? Those reoccurring, returning customers, if you will. Now, I get it, right? I already said it. You have to keep those casual players on it to have that majority of your fan base. But when Fortnite, and this is a big thing, but they add stuff like the sword and the plane and the Thanos glove and now helicopters, and now they just added in the umbrella. Now, if you guys haven't played Season 2 yet with this new update, if you guys remember the lightsaber, it's the same thing, except for this time, it's an umbrella. So you can block damage, you can spin, you can break through walls, it's basically the same thing as the lightsaber. Except for now it's back in the game, and it's more common. No, I don't want to say it's more common than the lightsaber, because those chests were pretty common, even though they were like a legendary weapon. So I don't know. I just don't like the fact that, we've already seen what the lightsaber could do, right? It was super, super broken, right? And everyone, I don't want to say everyone, it was a cool addition, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they added it in for a little while, but then once it got to the point where this thing is so broken that I am getting, like, I don't even want to play the game because of the lightsaber. And, as much as I love Epic Games and I love playing Fortnite, sometimes they don't balance stuff quick enough. Now, obviously, they're a big company. They got lots going on. They're planning for the future. But when something as broken as all those super weapons and super things and everything have been in the game, I don't know. I feel like sometimes they take too long to get it. And not only do they take too long to get it, but it allows those bad players or those not as good players to keep using those same broken things, and it allows them to, eliminate the good players and make the good players, not be as strong, right? If your strong suit with Fortnite is building and editing and stuff like that, then good, right? That's a good skill to have. Personally, I'm a decent builder, but, like, I'm not a great editor, right? At all. I mean, you guys have probably not seen me edit a lot because of that reason, right? I'm trying to get better at it, trying to get faster, but, there's a lot of players that are really good at it, and personally, right now, I am not. But that's a skill, right? Building is a skill. Editing is a skill, right? Shooting all of those people is a skill, right? Now, you can, ignore the platform that you're playing on. Regardless of, what you're playing on, there is a skill to it. And when there is a skill to something, you have to actually practice it and keep doing it and find out what you're doing wrong and then improve on that. But when you give those bad players that can't build as fast or can't edit as fast or, you know, can't shoot as well, when you give them, you know, these overpowered things that make the game, I don't want to say unplayable, but make the game super frustrating to those people that are constantly on the game and grinding the game and always on the game and always talking about your game and tweeting about your game and sharing with your friends and all that stuff, right? When you like frustrate those players and you get them upset, then those guys are those people are usually the ones that talk about your game more than those casual people. Now, you could have all the casual people in the world, but if you don't have those people that are grinding the game out day in and day out, you know, regardless of the game and what it brings, and no matter what updates and, you know, whatever you bring into the game or not, or remove from the game, those people that stay and play your game, those are the people that you gotta, you know, keep an eye on and you gotta actually make happy. But I guess my main point here is we saw how broken a certain item was with the lightsaber, right, and how frustrating it made everyone be, and they bring it back basically, but in a little bit of a different form. Now, personally, every time I've encountered an umbrella, it's always been the same instance, right? The guy runs out into cover, no building, no nothing, runs at me with the umbrella out, and usually he gets underneath me, breaks out my builds, I get dropped down, take fall damage, and then I can't do anything about it because you can't hit him because he's sitting there holding the umbrella. So, I don't know. It's frustrating for me. It's probably frustrating for all those players that play it consistently. But I guess we'll have to see what Epic Games does about it as we wrap this video up. Thank you guys all so much for the support recently. I know all of our numbers are up all across the board. I do appreciate that, guys. I do see it. So thank you so much. Remember, guys, follow me on Twitter at JHoyt74. Check out all of the affiliates and sponsors down in the description. TechniSport, we got some chairs, some other good merchandise. We got Cinch Gaming, you know, custom controllers, and we have JerkyXP, a delicious snack. So whatever you need, check it out. The links are down in the description. Remember to use code JHoyt at checkout. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. If you did enjoy, hit that like button down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.